So this one might surprise you, but it is, or maybe it won't. It's Florida's Anthony Richardson. And it's funny to me because he's somebody that if by January, it wouldn't shock me if he was in the top 3 of my quarterbacks and ready to go to the NFL. It wouldn't shock me if he wasn't in my top 10 quarterbacks anymore. He's the biggest projection of all of these guys, but I really enjoyed watching his film, right? A redshirt sophomore, 6'4", 237 pounds, born May 22nd, 2001, so still a really young guy. Not surprising, hasn't played a ton of ball yet. With Anthony Richardson, the very small sample that we got to see, there are plays, in my opinion, that I don't know if any other quarterback in this class can make.
This is probably the most physically gifted quarterback that we're going to see in this class.
It's bananas.
Whether or
bananas.
not it comes out, what he can do from a total size, which you mentioned, 6'4", 235 pounds. I mean, this is a big dude. A size, speed, arm talent. I mean, the arm talent, man, is crazy for this guy. He makes these throws 30, 40 yards down the field look like it's just truly a flick of the wrist. Like he's putting nothing behind it. And then as a rusher, he's had a couple of games where he was an elite rusher in PFF's grading system. So, I mean, he is mobile beyond just extending the play. He is a true threat to run. He just needs more reps, man. I mean, like he's so green in everything. You know, the highs are incredible. That USF game is truly video game like. You just turn on any snap that he was in the game in the USF game, and it was just mind-blowing stuff. It was like, okay, just give this guy the Heisman Trophy right now. I think he's a supremely talented player. There's just a lot that he still has to learn.
Number 4 was Tyler Van Dyke. Pocket passer with the thick frame. Plays like a 4-pitch pitcher. A lot of speed, a lot of off speed and touch throwing. He doesn't come out there with the 101 mile an hour fastball, and that's what he's going to say, I'm going to beat you with this over and over again. He's somebody that, because of some arm limitations, I put arm strength as mediocre. The ball tends to float on him down the field sometimes. He really knows how to play with different tempo and speed. He's somebody that throws with touch at all 3 levels of the field. Yes, once again, I did say the ball sails on him on some of the really deep stuff, but he was somebody to me that understood how to play the quarterback position. And for a young guy, for a really young guy, you almost kind of forget that he was a redshirt freshman out there. So Van Dyke is somebody that can operate from the pocket. I'm a fan. I'm excited for Miami to see this kind of talent at the quarterback position. Yeah. And I think considering how young he is and the kind of year he had, he really, really knows how to manage a game. And I think he can carve you up in the intermediate was his most notable aspect.
The crazy thing about him is he burst on the scene last year. For those who are kind of learning Tyler Van Dyke's name, maybe for the first time throughout this process this summer, threw for 300 plus yards in 6 games in a row. And I think the last 6 games this season, over 2,000 passing yards with 20 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions, 66% completion percentage, and was named the ACC Offensive Rookie of the Year. You mentioned it there. When you look at his PFF stats, though, he's definitely that big game hunter kind of a quarterback right now, because the PFF grade 78.5, that was 8th out of these 10 quarterbacks that I watched. The adjusted completion percentage of just 71%, that was also 8th. So near the bottom. And the turnover worthy plays, he had 11, which is 3%. That was 7. So all of those are not great categories. However, big time throws. Dude had 25 big time throws in the limited. He only played for the Virginia game on, which I think was like 6 or 7 games, whatever that was. He had 25 big time throws in that game. 7.7% of his passes were big time throws, which was by far the most amount when I looked at these quarterbacks here. So that's without a doubt first on the list. I really like Tyler Van Dyke's arm. I really do. But the mechanics are just a little bit worrisome of how consistent they're going to be able to be. If Miami goes, nope, this is the kind of player he is. He's a former pitcher. This is his style. We're just going to let him cook. Okay, that's fine. But is he going to be as accurate? Is he going to be able to generate enough power to where when he gets to the next level at the NFL,
I think no.
It stays as consistently good. Yeah. And I think if you look at the turnover worthy play number, the PFF grade, and the adjusted completion percentage all near the bottom of this list, that tells you no. So my number 5 is Tanner McKee, 6'6", 225 pounds. Dude is large. That 6'6" height shows up in how easy he makes throws appear, a lot like Anthony Richardson does, especially since his mechanics, very clean, man. I felt like he had a wide base consistently, the toes, the hips, the shoulders, always consistently going towards the target. I felt like he wasn't doing any kind of heel clicking. His base was staying wide, no matter whether he was looking right, whether he was looking down the field. He was hopping around, staying on his feet, but that base continued to stay wide. And I think you saw a lot of really clean mechanic throws because of it. I wouldn't say his arm is like in the rare category, but it's certainly, I would say that it is NFL caliber. Now, the weakness is his game. This is a big reason because I love a lot of things about Tanner McKee, but the big weakness for him is the touch and the pinpoint accuracy are missing from his game, which is a lot of, it was kind of reminiscent of what I thought of Desmond Ridder last year. His mechanics are clean, man. This guy, it's a beautiful throwing motion. You love watching him throw the football, but sometimes it just doesn't go where you want it to go. And he had a really high adjusted completion percentage. Tanner McKee did. But there are times when that ball just does not end up where you want it to go.
The number one note in my Tanner McKee analysis that I would run over a highlighter over and over again is extremely comfortable scanning the field and keeping his base consistent. When he drops back in the pocket, you can see all of the weight transfer in that base and the ability to go through his reads, obviously in a Stanford system that by now everybody knows really, really well. You have to be, I think pretty bright to handle that system for the most part. And I thought McKee looked really, really comfortable at all times. Release is a bit lengthy, but these 6'6" quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence had the same thing. But I was so impressed with McKee's overall play as a pocket passer because how much he can quarterback a game. All of these guys, so many college quarterbacks athlete a game, and then they'll sprinkle in a quarterback play here or there. The top ones can do both. I don't think McKee can athlete a game, but he knows how to quarterback a game, and it's really impressive to watch, and I think we're going to see significant growth in him this year.